Hey there, I'm Frank Friend, and I'm one of the co-founders here at Typical Films, and we're going to go through a little list of my timeline of films. Alright, so first up we got Infamy Rearmed. Now, this was the first video that started the whole Typical Films filming route of like us making videos. It just literally was me, Jonah, and Cole sitting in a basement just basically with a bunch of airsoft guns saying, what if we just made a short action movie? And we had this huge idea in our heads, obviously, of what this action masterpiece was going to be, but in reality it was just us going to like the closest location by our house with just guns and ad-libbing whatever we thought like would be a cool action movie scene. And the way it turned out, you know, it might not have been what we envisioned per se, but you know, great first video, one of my favorite videos to always go back and look on. We're gonna jump now into the good year of 2014. This is a good video. This is one of my personal favorites, Dean the Deer. This was literally just playing on the name Dean the Deer. Just kind of, we're like, oh, we could totally go to wooded area and have our buddy Dean just with these antlers that we had as clothes hangers on his head, and like, I guess we hunt him or something. Like, we were like, we'll play around with it, and it turned out just to be Dean stealing the show with great deer cinematography. There's a clip with him rising above the hill as a deer would. Great cinematography there. National Treasure 3. This is another, 2014 was a good year. National Treasure 3. This is us, me and Dean. We wanted to make the sequel to the critically acclaimed series, National Treasure. Oh yeah, I can explain this now. So the fight at the end, a lot of people are confused about. They wonder why me and Dean take off our shirts. I wanted this to be filmed not like a National Treasure scene, but more so from the final boss scene in Metal Gear Solid 4. They both take their shirts off. They're shirtless fighting one another, and I was like, that's what I want the last fight of National Treasure 3 to be exactly like.
I always knew it would be. When we end this now.
So this film wasn't released in 2014, but we conceptualized the idea of us making our own 007 movie from Typical Films. We had such a limited space of literally 2 rooms we could use. So there's a lot of times where like you might be like, well, aren't they just in Agent Q's lab right now? Or wait, I thought this was a bar. A lot of stuff like that may happen, but this was the first time that we were actually sat down and we were like, we want a cohesive video as much as we can. We wanted a cohesive video, and we wanted a blockbuster film. We wanted to blow people's socks off with 007. In that video, I play one of the henchmen. I don't know if I have a name. I think I'm just a henchman. With Dean, the German-speaking dude, he gets killed. He gets killed at a bar, and that's just tragic for my character. And I feel as though Alex Medellin taking the helm of James Bond himself, I couldn't see any other person in that role. And the way where he takes it is just something where it's like, hello, new dude who's in James Bond, you know, watch this video, watch this guy. This is how James Bond acts, okay? The magnum opus, how to screw in a light bulb. I personally think that this video encompasses what Typical Films always was and always will be. It's a very basic idea of the whole phrase, how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb? And we stretch it over a lot of stupid stuff over about like 15 minutes or so of just X number of people coming in to try to screw in this light bulb and no one can screw it in and everything. And then we find out at the end how many people it takes to screw in a light bulb. We answer the question that this phrase has been around for how many years? And like, I've never gotten a direct answer of how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb. You never get an answer. It's just a phrase people use. in How to Screw in a Light Bulb, we give the audience an answer. We give everyone an answer.
I think the gun...
Alright, the gun might be in the way, man.
No. Were you in the trailer tease?
Were you?
No, you weren't. Things are getting spicy. I'm interested what Tall Bean Man has to say, but I'd like to also hear Angry Man. Then after that, we had Typical Films News. This is a video that I had wanted to been filmed for pretty much, I would say Infamy Rearmed. It was like the getting your feet wet in the Typical Films, and then right after like that, I was like, we gotta do a news broadcast. Like, hammering that in. I wanted to do a news broadcast. Never really worked out the way we wanted it, but we got ourselves Typical Films TV News, which has a lot of good bits in it. If you watch the full unedited version of it with Kevin, Nick, Jack, me, Eric, all of them in it, it's great. But this one specifically, when I am Jet Pierre, I believe is my name, and I am doing the car accident that happens live on the streets. That was a bunch of fun. I love doing roles like that. Doing stupid roles like a news broadcaster and just really stretching it. It's something I really do enjoy doing. So that one was a bunch of fun to do. I really enjoyed writing for that and also being in that. The Mayhem team will live on forever, Dirk Nowinski. Here's to you, buddy, in heaven. Then we have Loss of a Star. That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. I can't even tell you how that got conceptualized or what the idea process of that was. We just went to the backyard, we found a foam football, and we're like, all right, let's just, do a interview or something, and kind of kept going into like, different ideas of like, oh, well, what if like, it was a memorial instead of an interview? And then we're like, let's kind of mesh them all together. You go interview with the boys, then you go to a little bit of a highlight reel that we had, and then you go into the memorial, the tragic loss of Dirk Nowinski, or whatever his name was. We kept saying different stuff for his name, and I like that. That's one of my favorite bits of that. That, or I think one of the best acting jobs by Zoe was easily talking about the administering the ice baths after the CTE. That was a fucking great line.
Open up. The 40 has been proven to drastically reduce CTE as long as the ice bath has been administered. It's working.
Have we administered the ice bath?
Flying in, none other than my good friend and yours tonight too, Alex Medellin. Typical Night Live. This is a video that, much like the Typical News, is something I've wanted to do for quite some time. I always really was kind of fascinated with us doing Saturday Night Live, having all the skits, having like guests and everything, but obviously taking it in a way where it's nonsensical. It's just, there's no like structure at all to it. The guest is like, I just completely berate the guest. I'm making up stories about him and whatnot. That one came out really good. That's the only video I think you can actively see how uncomfortable Alex Medellin is filming it. He had a bunch, but you could see how actively uncomfortable he was filming this, and like kind of what we wanted for it, or at least what I wanted to see from that one. That was a really good one. Third time I said this, but this is another video I really wanted to film. Same with the Night Live and same with the news. I was always like, this more so came later. I was heavily invested into Seinfeld and just watching it just non-stop that year, and just like continuously would like just only be watching that show. And I was like, dude, like we could make a sitcom. We could easily make a sitcom. There's not much that happens. They all have such an easy formula that you could follow. It's like maybe the jokes won't be as good as maybe you don't got a Kramer. Maybe I'm not the Kramer and Jonah's not a George or whatever. But it's easy enough that you can film in like a few locations You need like just a few lines of dialogue that have like, you know, quips that you could have and everything, like stupid puns and whatnot. And like we already do that a bunch. So that was one where I was like, you know, like conceptualized it in like minutes. I was like, I can already see like what this should look like and everything, what the character should be. And that's one I'm excited to do, hopefully more.
This is the judge's house, and I have to leave.
The judge's house?
The hot dog guy.
Now we're hopping into the golden year of 2019, where we filmed the golden movie, Golden Hour. This is one of the recent movies that, well, the videos that we recorded that I had an extreme blast making. There is no centralized idea here. There was no conceptualizing a wizard or anything. Golden Hour is simply just, you know, the best times you could shoot a movie or a video outside. It's when the sun is like, you know, at its best, you know? And it somehow turned into Golden Hour being a golden boy, and this wizard finds the golden boy and is trying to show him the secrets of the golden hour, the wizard secrets of the golden hour. And that's what I do. I take my good buddy Eric on a vigorous training session through what all wizards go through to become a Grand Master Wizard like I was in the video. Dancing around chicken wire, you know, putting his knee on the pillar for a bit, crawling around the ground with a gun, you know, like all stuff wizards go through, you know. There's a part at the end where we really just start messing with audio of like what we're saying and everything, and we were all having a great time listening and like watching that. But the ending of the video, how we edited that, how Cole edited that, was truly the best. I had just seen The Matrix maybe twice the following week, and once again, something that's just fresh in the mind and it's just kind of fermenting in there, and it's just kind of like, it's like an itch I can't get. And I'm just like, keep seeing the end scene of The Matrix where, you know, Neo like kind of looks up, and then, you know, you hear the, you hear the song, you hear the Rage Against the Machine song play then after that. Kept looping in my head, I was like a crazy person. Couldn't get this like little bird out of my head, couldn't get it out. I was like, you know what? Golden Hour, we just filmed the video. Last thing Eric's gotta do is just put on aviators, look up, and we got it. And we're like, yeah, that's perfect. So we do that, and we replicated the ending of The Matrix. Maybe a little bit better than the Wachowski brothers, maybe a little bit better. I thought there was more emotion when Eric actually lifted off. You saw the work he went through.
I swear I'm innocent, I'm a wizard, I'm a really a...
It ain't easy, it ain't cheesy. It ain't easy, it ain't cheesy. It ain't easy, but it's honest work.
And that's my Typical Films filmography. I just laid it all out there for all you guys. And let me tell you, these past 8 years, I've absolutely loved every single video I've been in. And in this coming year of 2020, I want all of you to make sure you like this video, subscribe, and favorite it too. On Facebook maybe. Give us a love react. Tell us your favorite video even in the comments down there. Don't forget to subscribe, but also in the comments down there. Tell us your favorite Typical Films video. Be it anything, you know. I hope it's something with me in it. It should be something with me in it. And that was Typical Films. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.